So I have some news here that's breaking, at least in terms of when this segment is being recorded. I'm not sure exactly when it's hitting YouTube. But The Hill says, just in, House committee votes to put roadblocks on President Trump's ability to withdraw forces from Afghanistan. You cannot make this stuff up. So here we have, you know how they always scream about bipartisanship in Washington, D.C. Oh my God, we need the Democrats and the Republicans to come together, yeah! In some instances, yes. If they're coming together to end war, if they're coming together to do criminal justice reform, if they're coming together on any positive issues, of course. But unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of the time the Democrats and Republicans work together, it's to keep doing terrible stuff, like Wall Street deregulation, or cutting taxes, or continuing war. So, the amendment was approved 45-11. Overwhelming consensus that the correct thing to do is to block Trump from pulling troops out of Afghanistan. You know who led the charge? It was Liz Cheney and Democratic representative from Colorado, Jason Crow. Let me repeat his name. Democratic representative from Colorado, Jason Crow. Jason Crow worked with Liz Cheney to try to continue our endless wars. Now listen, don't get it twisted in terms of Trump. He doesn't want to withdraw all the troops from Afghanistan because he's a cuck to the military-industrial complex. But he did want to take out about 4,000 troops, which would leave anywhere from 4,000 to 8,000 more in the country, but he wanted to begin the withdrawal. So now you have Democrats and Republicans getting together to say, no, totally unacceptable. We're going to try to force Trump to keep these troops there. Every fear I had about what would become of the resistance in the Trump years has come true. Every single fear I had. These are people who fundamentally believe in nothing except being anti-Trump in the same way that Republicans, Mitch McConnell, John Boehner under Obama, believed in nothing except being anti-Obama. To the point where when Obama proposed their healthcare reform, a Republican healthcare reform, a conservative healthcare reform that came from the Heritage Foundation, which is one of their think tanks, all of a sudden, McConnell and Boehner and all the Republicans are like, no, we're against it. I know you're proposing our policy and our idea that we came up with that we were 4 or 5 years ago, but now we're against it because you're for it. So now Trump's trying to take 4,000 troops out of Afghanistan, which isn't nearly enough, but he's trying to take 4,000 troops out of Afghanistan, and Democrats are agreeing with neoconservatives like Liz Cheney and saying, oh, so how dare you try to take our troops out of Afghanistan? We need you to stay in Afghanistan. Make an argument as to why. Why should we stay in Afghanistan? Why? By the way, the thing that they keep citing in this, oh my God, the Russian bounty on our soldiers' heads. The Russians are paying the Taliban to kill our soldiers. By the way, zero evidence of that. The Taliban have been fighting us for 19 years. They don't need funding from Russia to do it. They're going to do it no matter what. But they keep bringing that up as a reason for us to stay. Why is that a reason for us to stay? If that were true, and it's not, but if that were true, that's even more of a reason to get our troops out. You know how you save American lives? You save American troops from being killed? Get them out of harm's way, you absolute dingbats. That's how you save American lives. Hey, if we weren't in Afghanistan, there wouldn't be troops getting killed now, would there? Maybe I should bring them home. No, they'd rather put on a show, virtue signal about how much they love the troops, and keep the troops there to continue to get into fights with the Taliban and continue to die. These people believe in nothing. Guys, I remember when I was first getting into politics heavily when I was younger, and it was the Iraq War was going on, we were at the height of the Iraq War, and there did seem to be a continual push from the Democrats to get out of the war. And I was like, oh, this is great. At least we have at least the Democrats believe in ending wars. That's wonderful. It was just political posturing at the time, in the same way that this is just political posturing now. Because Trump said, let's take 4,000 troops out. Now, so many Democrats, the majority of them are like, no, we need to stay there because he wants to pull them out, so I want to stay there. Go ahead, make an argument as to why we should stay. Why are we there? Why are we there? You know why the original reason was, right? We got to go to Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda are being protected by the Taliban. Okay. He's been dead for over a decade. He's gone. He's dead. Why are we still there? They said we're in Iraq because we got to get Saddam. Saddam's been dead for over a decade too. And we're in Afghanistan because we got to get Osama bin Laden. He's been dead for over a decade. So, okay, declare victory and come home. Guys, they don't even bother making an argument. I remember back when people followed this stuff closely and the news followed it closely, they had to make an argument as to why we're there and why we should stay there. Just like the whole General Petraeus thing with MoveOn.org, they called him General Betrayus because he was saying, let's stay there, and he wasn't really given a clear argument as to why and what the end goal is and how we can declare victory. People are like, what the hell is this? This is crazy. Well, now everybody just accepts that we're there. There's no definition of victory. There's no actual reason for being there that they can explain in a simple way, but it's just universally understood. Like, well, obviously we stay there and we stay there permanently. They can't define victory. They can't tell you why we're there. They just know that Trump now wants 4,000 troops out, so I'm on the opposite side of him. I want the 4,000 troops in. These people and their rank stupidity are going to get people killed. Literally. I hate this, man. You have no idea how much I hate this stuff. I hate it so much. This kills me. The neocons and the resistance Democrats got together to say, let's stay in Afghanistan forever. I'm not even going to give you a reason why or how. By the way, you know why we're actually there, right? In the case of Iraq, it absolutely had a lot to do with oil and those no-bid contracts and the military-industrial complex getting rich. In the case of Afghanistan, it has to do with tremendous mineral wealth, trillions of dollars in mineral wealth, and the military-industrial complex continuing to get rich as well, and taking control of a vital region in the world, which would give us a geopolitical advantage against China and Russia. This is why we're really there. Now, they can't say that, because then they'd be asking people to risk their lives, to be pawns on the geopolitical chessboard, and to make certain people rich. Can't say that, because then you look like the assholes that you are, and the imperialists that you are. So instead, we don't give you a reason, we'll just fearmonger about Russia, and then just go send you there to die. The Iraq war will cost $7 trillion when all is said and done. The war in Afghanistan cost $2 trillion. Imagine what we could have done with that $9 trillion. How many times over could we have rebuilt our infrastructure and made it the best in the world? Made it an A+. How many times could we have done that? How many people could we give health care to and for how long? $9 trillion is a lot of money now, isn't it? How many people can we give college to? We could wipe out the student debt. How many times? I don't know how much the student debt is anymore, but at least 5 or 6 times, right? We could wipe out the student debt. All these things we could do. But no. They don't care about you, man. Our politicians don't care about you. They don't care about you even a little bit. They don't have an ideology. They don't have a philosophy. They're corrupt morons. And don't get it twisted. I'm sure that a lot of these politicians who are on the side now of staying in Afghanistan forever, I'm sure you go look at who's contributing to them. You'll find some military-industrial complex money in there. You'll find some defense contractors in there, for sure. So one of the reasons they do this is corruption. The other reason is that I really do think they're that stupid. And just the fact that Trump wants to take out 4,000 troops means they want to keep them in. Period. End of discussion. Now, thankfully, Ro Khanna is standing up on this and trying to fight back. And Ro Khanna and Matt Gaetz are actually working together. That's not a combo that you're going to see together very often at all. But if he wants to end the war and Ro Khanna wants to end the war, by all means, work together. Get as many together as you can. You know, in the Senate, get Rand Paul, get Mike Lee. On the Democratic side, of course, you get Bernie on that front. See, this, and again, this goes back to one of the debates we were recently having about when can you form alliances? And my answer to that is the most straightforward answer imaginable. When you frickin' agree, you form the alliance. So can we make a libertarian, Tea Party conservative / paleocon and leftist alliance on ending the war? Yes! Yes! Do it! Do it! And call out everybody who's in your way who's blocking this. $9 trillion. $9 trillion. How many hundreds of thousands of civilian lives in Iraq and Afghanistan together? How many thousands of our soldiers' lives? And they're concern trolling and keeping us there. Here's your bipartisanship. Your bipartisanship is Democrats and Republicans working together to do the wrong thing. Keep us in Afghanistan. We've been there for 19 years with no end in sight. It's a national disgrace, and anybody who's on the side of keeping us there is our enemy. They're our enemy. We need to destroy all of them on the right and the left at the ballot box. All of them. Because this is beyond unacceptable. This is morally egregious. These are immoral, unethical, idiotic cretins, and every single one of them needs to be called out.